you're prepared to break the silence, I'll be out in the sunshine, running beside the lions. I've been feeling down, but I've been looking up, afraid to fall. God, I've been so down, can you pick me up? Don't let me fall. Can you show me how to fix this mess? I am down and on my knees and I may fall as I'm so close to the end.
How are we all? Welcome back to Turf Morehouse TV, and we are bringing you another match preview. The game's coming thick and fast. It's another double game week, and we start with a trip to the new den, because it's not even really that new anymore. Call it what you want. Shithole is the choice of words I would probably use. An absolute slum. And if there is Millwall fans in here, then get it right up here, nice and early. Hope everyone is well, though. Big, massive hello from myself and little Diddy Dan there. He's not full of a cold. However, everybody else in the house is. I've got a cracking guest coming on as well. Nathan, who runs Burnley Mundial page on various social networks. And obviously, we're going to chat, well, the good times with Burnley, I suppose. I mean, why not? Why not? It's all going rosy, isn't it? Let's have a look at just a few people's comments in the chat before we get into it. Henry says, yo, Dan, how's you? Hope you are well, Henry. This game is part of the Super 6 games this week. So gone for a 2-0 Clarets win. Get in. Stream element spots running. Whoop, whoop. Nat's in. Unfortunately, Nat, we could have been playing against each other, but you couldn't even get a result against Fleetwood in the Cup. What's all that about? What's all that about? Although you beat them twice in the league already. So, yeah. Anyhow. Evening to your fan self, and really appreciate that as well. And Nate, our Leicester City contingent is in the building as well. Hope everything is good with yourself. As you can see, we are on social media. It's there running across the bottom of your screens, and it's did a little button form as well. But here's the socials of where you can find us. And as soon as you see this video, you'll then see a better looking person's face than this one anyway. We'll bring Nathan in straight after this. This is where you can find us on all social media. And here he is, the man, the myth, the legend. How you doing?
I'm fantastic, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. Not too bad. Fair to meddling, as they'd say right up here.
Yeah. You're on one tonight. You're not wound up already straight away.
I don't care about Millwall. Hate
straight
them.
In there.
Hate them. Absolute shitholders. No, obviously you're doing some bits now as well. Been putting out some quality content for a good couple of years now as well. But you've decided to delve into YouTube. And tell people a bit about Burnley Mundial and obviously you being the brainchild behind it.
Yeah, it's just a bit of fun, just a bit of got fed up of getting all the hate on the personal Twitter, so I decided to just hide behind the account, the Burnley Mundial account, and get hit behind there now. So no, it's just a bit of fun, light-heartedness, keeping the strong like social media community growing, because it's good at the minute for Burnley fans. We've got a lot of top creators out there, so yeah, the more content on that the accounts for Burnley, the better. So yeah, just bits and bobs going out on Twitter, then started doing a bit of podcasting, hopefully get some more of that done, and then upload down to YouTube and all the normal places, and yeah, just trying to jump in more on other guys' channels like yours. So yeah, appreciate having me on.
No, anytime. The links, however, to your Twitter and
Yeah,
YouTube
it's just
channel
yeah.
are in the description.
Oh,
Because I
nice
know
one.
you did have an Instagram account, but
Yeah,
then
I got rid of that because it was just too much to. I don't really bother using it. There's not much
to be
linking
fair,
through.
I'm like
So
that sometimes when
yeah,
I
I just
share
can't
something.
bother.
I'm like, right, I'll share it on Twitter. Right, I've got to share it on
Yeah,
Facebook. Now I've got to share it on Instagram. And I'm just
yeah,
like, oh, it does get too much. I don't
yeah.
blame you, mate. I don't blame
Twitter
you.
and YouTube, they're the ones I think for as long as Twitter
But
lasts until that goes kaput when Elon Musk decides to stop fucking
oh
around with
shit,
it.
yeah. I got a message the other day actually. I need to turn off that 2-step authentication unless I
Oh
get a
yeah.
blue tick. I thought, sod off.
No, what a guy.
Honestly, like
What a
that
guy.
money to money, it pisses me off. Really
I
pisses me
know.
off stuff like that. But oh well, oh well. But yeah, the links are in the description to this video. If you're watching us on YouTube, we are live on Twitch and on Facebook as well. So please do go and check them out. And obviously, the more Burnley content, the better, right? So go and
Absolutely.
show your support.
Definitely.
Go out and show your support. Let's see what people are saying in the chat as well. Luke's in. We've got a Forest fan who's clearly followed us due to his clearly newfound love of Chris Wood.
Sorry about
Hope you're
that.
well, Luke. Dex says evening to yourself, mate. Hope you're well. Ducky's in the building. How you doing, you big fat knacker? He says, good evening, pal. Hope you're well, mate. Very tough game tomorrow night, but think we'll win 2-1. Yes, take that every day of the week. Henry's fan as well, apart from what I told you on Instagram earlier. Yeah, keep your chin up, no matter what. Don't let what were it? Is it something like illegitimate carborundorum or something like that? Latin for don't let the bastards get you down.
Exactly. Fuck 'em.
See, that's exactly. Brad's in the chat. Howdy, everyone. Hope you're all well and hope you're well as well. Doug's in as well. Good evening to yourself. I hope everything is going good for you. Smith is in the chat as well. I know it comes up Facebook user in the group, but I have got Facebook on my phone, so I can see who's put the comment in. So I hope you're well, Smitty. Hope everything is good with yourself. Dex says, "Are you okay?" or lock. Either way, whatever you want to go for, whack it in the chat. Who cares? Dale's in, evening, listening from Turin, Italy on my journey home from work. Woof.
Gone global. That's it. We're global.
That's it. I tell you what, right? There were I was doing a watch along. I can't remember who we were against, and people were just putting in where they were from. I had like Kenya, Saudi Arabia, New Zealand, and they were just all ramming off, and I was just like, "Yeah, get in!"
I love that. I love that.
It's quality when that happens. I absolutely love it. I love it. Emma says, "Thank you very much, Dan. You're inspirational. Keep the good work coming." I appreciate that. Appreciate it. Right, let's get on to the nitty gritty then. Let's sum up the season so far. Your thoughts. In fact, I'll cast your mind back right to the beginning. To be honest, I didn't think Company were going to come in. I thought probably he might have done if we'd have stayed up. But in the end, he did. And everyone's, windmilling around the front room. It happened. So, yeah, give us your thoughts on what he's done since coming in, the signings, the unexpected, and where we're at today.
Yeah, well, the signings, I can't really comment too much because they're just them signings that most of them are like, never heard of them, never heard of them, never heard of them. You get the odd one, don't you, that pops on Twitter going, yeah, he's class on Footy Manager. I signed him loads of times, but it's like, no, you haven't. No one's ever heard of him. But the recruitment is just recruitment's was sensational in the summer. Knowing what we know now, it was sensational. But at the time, I was probably a little bit concerned. We signed a lot of unknowns.
Yeah.
A lot of
we know
players
what we're like in the foreign market as well. We're sharp.
Yeah, not a
Diego
lot of
Penny and Remco van der Schaaf.
Oh, yeah, don't.
Sheffield Wednesday, first game of the season. Never see them again after that.
To get players in with not a lot of championship experience was a big gamble, a massive gamble. And I suppose I'll start saying that's went in with an open mind. Just it's what it is. Let's have a breather from 6 years in the Prem of doing the same stuff over and over again and having success, sometimes having not. And Just have a little reset and start again. And it's been a journey, hasn't it? It's been a wild ride.
It has. We've gone from hoofball, Brexit ball, whatever people want to call it, to parachute payment FC.
Yep.
And everything else that we're being tagged at. It's silly though, isn't it? Because you look at the signings we've made. What? Scott Twine were 4 million. That was the most we'd spent in the summer.
Yeah.
And then, nobody could have imagined the emergence of Anas Sarore. And it's like Company said recently, if we wouldn't have been anywhere near him if he was the player he was now, half a season in.
Yeah, exactly.
So
the kid got a World Cup call. I know it ended up by being default, didn't it, by their striker getting injured, but he ended up in a World Cup squad. That shows the quality of the kid. The parachute payment stuff really pisses me off. But
yeah, it does. It pisses me off.
I'm starting to just sort of accept it. Yeah, sorry, we spent loads of money, but there's a lot of teams that have come down into this division and spent a load of money and spent it on absolute dross. You know what I mean? Spent it on absolute bobbins players. Whereas, we have spent money. We spent it well, and that's more impressive than just spending money. Actually being able to go out and identify proper talent, replace key players that left, and do it flawlessly is pretty special, to be fair. So, stuff you probably should in FC.
It is. I mean, Luke says here he had question marks over everything as soon as Collins left for Wolves. Yeah, because the Collins one was a strange one because of all the players that went out.
Yeah.
Everyone thought, Collins is the one that's going to now sit there, cement that back line. And then as soon as he went, it was almost like, I don't know, there was part of me that not believed what the media were saying in back-to-back relegations, but started thinking, is there an element to it?
Well, you start hearing the same repetitive sentence over and over again. You start to believe it yourself, don't you? If you keep getting told you're shit, eventually you're going to start just accepting that, you're shit. So you sort of do I never had expected us to go down, but I had an air of, I think I tweeted from the Burnley Mundial channel. I'd said I'd like to apologise to Alan Pace for, some of the stuff I probably did say to him, because I weren't having him at all. I just thought he's come in, he just wants a stepping stone towards a Premier League club, get his foot in English football and take all our assets and all our money. But the bloke's just got it. He stepped in and just delivered for us.
It's strange, isn't it? Because the way they bought the club as well was under a leveraged buyout, similar to the Glazers at United. So the thing is, with the Glazers at United, there's money there to be able to sort that out. Yeah. With us, it's a risk over reward situation.
Yeah, but you look at these men though, the high performing investment bankers. These aren't just any old Tom, Dick, and Harry backstreet garages, are they? They're blokes that have made important business decisions, and they've obviously looked at us as a risk, but a calculated one. They've seen that we are, because Alan Pace has put all his money on the line. He used all his cash to put down a deposit, and then obviously used debt to then finance the rest of the deal. But he's increased our commercial side of it all. He's increased our online traffic. He's giving people at the club the tools and the skills to increase everything. So he's obviously boosted in the Championship. He's boosted our revenue. So I'm excited for the Premier League when it really starts to ramp up again.
Exactly. The only thing I'm not looking forward to is that 3-letter word, VAR.
Oh, God, yeah, don't.
It's the only thing I'm not looking forward to. Promotion's brilliant, but then realising the first game you come into, you're going to get your arse handed to you on a play by some arsehole referee. Yeah. Nah.
I think we've had a few decisions this year where I've looked back and gone, we ain't getting that in the Prem. Stuff that's like little minute offsides or little fouls in build-ups. I think, we ain't getting these at Prem.
Free kick at QPR.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I mean, it definitely wasn't a free kick, lad, but...
Well, I'm hoping that they're sort of they're not changing the rules, but they're having a bit of a shakedown over the summer, aren't they, with who's managing it all, and now they're gonna have a bit of a reshuffle of what they're gonna do with it all, and so hopefully we sort of see the benefit of that and watch it go to shit this year.
Well, fingers crossed it goes all right. I mean, there's obviously a lot of talking points going to be coming up as well. The fan advisory board that's been appointed.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean,
Yeah,
look, I managed to luckily get on it.
That's cool. That's good. I did start applying, but then I just sort of couldn't be out of the application process.
To be fair, I just mentioned about the fact that I was on the previous one, and I had a bit of a hand in mentioning about the board at the end where it says next game and stuff like that.
Yeah,
because there were me and this other bloke that did like a stadium walk, and we mentioned to I think it was the SLO at the time, that this it's going to cost money now, but in the long term, it's going to ship money for you.
Well, yeah,
because in terms of sponsorship and things like that and advertisements, and they went, yeah, and then about a season and a half later, whack, it's up, and I was just like. I weren't like right brainchild here, like, but I weren't giving it any of that. But it's good that they're actually taking your ideas on board.
That's what they should be doing, and that's what most football clubs should be doing. Like, I probably wouldn't go as far to say you need like a golden share from the fans. I think that's probably Stuart Atwell back. I think having a fan input on a just a broader scale than social media, I think is really important, and especially for a small, we are a small club and we always will be a small club, but we can operate on a big stage. I think having fans at the heart of that, especially on an advisory board, is just a good step of showing that Alan Pace and his team want to listen.
I thought I ballsed it up in the interview process though.
You what? Sorry,
I really thought I'd ballsed it up. In the interview process, because I said Burnley's always seen as an old man's club. I said it needs a bit of rejuvenation. I said I know I'm 31 and I'm not trying to say a bit of a youthful aspect. I said because 30, trust me, I feel 51, not 31. I said, but it does need like a youthful aspect. I said a lot of people now. I said, dare I say it, Bob Lauders. And if there's any in the chat, shoot me, whatever. But you know full well that it's. Not all of you. It's just the odd, naysayers.
Hey, I'm a Bob Loader.
Exactly.
Only place you stay dry and warm.
That's true. That's true. But I mean, in terms of people that they're so used to the way it's been. The club's been so structured for years that we're now having to adapt to the fact that football's changed. The times are changing. The stadium needs to be, needs a facelift. So it's as Chris says here, flat caps, parks and ferrets at Burnley, and that's just the ladies' toilets. Hope you're well, Chris. Hope you're well. He says he's got Keith Hackett coming on the channel. Oof. At least then you can have a go at some refs. Yeah, that'd be good. Stuart Best Atwell should be a Conference League. Dale says, I'm gobsmacked at how quickly we've improved on our recruitment. They have clear, specific targets, which we've never had before. I know it's all good hearing someone like what Brendan Flood's saying when we're close to signing Mark Alessi or shit like that. Yeah. And then Dash coming out on Ben Foster's podcast saying we're this close to Harry Kane. And I mean, I don't want to be this close. Yeah.
I was saying that it's amazing to see that, like the three centre halves, well, the four. If you, I can't pronounce his name. I'm not going to try.
Which one? I mean, Alderkill.
That's the one. Look at that textbook.
Straight off.
But like the company's able, where the company's, he must be involved in the recruitment process. But somebody at that club can find a centre half. You know what I mean? Because man, it's probably Arwood Bellis, because people have probably known about him with his championship experience. But the three other lads, Bayer, De Keelan, and Ekdal, I've never seen so many centre halves slot into a championship. Not just a championship team, but like the best championship team going at the minute, and just look like they've done it for 20 years.
It's not just that though. I mean, we look like we're going to struggle as well, because we had Taylor Howard Bellis, who obviously got that nasty injury, and we thought, are we going to struggle now? We've sent McNally out on loan, Kevin Long off to Birmingham, and you're almost like scratching your head. What's going to happen? Yalmar Ekdal for me I mean, wow, what a signing.
Yeah.
And only 22 as well. He's been brilliant, hasn't he?
Scary. It's not even. It's not hard to figure out that Vincent Kompany can pick out a centre half. You know what I mean? He's probably been one of the best centre halves that this planet's seen for a long while. So it's not a coincidence that he can spot a decent centre half. But to get them playing within a team and a style so quickly, that's off to the recruitment and the coaching team for that to not only get the players. Usually, you look at Pep. I know it's different, different level, but the best players he signs usually takes about 12 months to get bedded in and fit a style of play. And whereas somehow Kompany seems to be getting them doing it in about 12 minutes.
It's true, though. It's true. I mean, I agree with what Alan Pace was saying, that obviously if we did not get relegated and we stayed up, it'd have been a lot harder for this change to have happened because we'd have had to keep a bulk of the players that we had on the books. And then obviously try and get the odd one in and things like that. But this is why I say to teams that are fearing relegation that don't fear it, embrace it, because it can sort of come. Yes, it can bite you in the arse. We've seen with Leeds, Southampton, Leicester over the years. But I mean, in terms of change, if you can do it well, like we have done. It's good, and I mean, it's not just the players that we've brought in. Some of the older lads in there. Jack Cork has still been absolutely phenomenal. As much as he's now, I mean, don't even get him a birthday card or a Christmas card. Just give him a yellow card because that's the only one he's bothered about. It's the only one he gets every day. He probably gets booked in training. It won't surprise me, but it's players like that. And I mean, one player that I will single out that I think has been absolutely just. I slagged him at the beginning of the season and said, enough's enough. Sentiment, I love you, but it's time to move you on. Sir Ashley Barnes, Esquire.
Yeah. No, I said the other day, whatever you're doing end of season, just give him a 10-year contract, put a statue up, name a stand after him. He gets it. He's Burnley through and through, I'm afraid. He can do what he wants. If he wants to leave and try and play football, he can do it. If he wants to stay and try and play football here, he can do it. He can do what he wants. He's earned enough credit in the bank. He didn't bin us off at the end of last year, like quite a lot did, chasing that Premier League. I know most of them have gone on and done all right, but Ben Mee lost a lot of respect from me because I thought the way he held himself as our captain and came out and dealt with some pretty shitty stuff for us and spoke like an absolute legend to then sort of jump ship. I don't want to slag him too much, but sort of jump ship. I suppose he's only got one career and he wants to stay in the Premier League for as long as possible, but
it's hard for a player like him at his age, isn't it, as well? Because it's almost like last chance saloon.
Yeah.
For me, he's been one of the best centre-backs that's probably not.
Definitely.
And I'm not. That's not been in the England squad. I'd love to have seen him play for England.
I just love that spine to stay like J. Rod, Barnesy, Corky, Ben Mee, and do it again. Like we've got most of them. I'd just love Ben Mee under Kompany to just win as a title, win as another title and get us back up. And but he's what it is. But back to Barnesy, give him what he wants. If he wants a 10-year contract, he can have it for me. He's a legend.
You're going all Rio Ferdinand on us, aren't you?
Sign the thing. He is a legend. He's scored some big goals. He's been in some big moments for us. And as well, like next year, we're going to need big voices in that dressing room. And, he's got it. He's got one. He's got a big voice. He just looks like he wants to go around kicking shit out of people on a pitch. But, there's an intelligent football player up there with a lot of experience and a calm head as well, believe it or not. I think he's got a lot of. It looks like he's not a calm head, but everything he does is intentional, and that takes a calm head. He does a lot of the stuff he does without getting many red cards or even yellow cards for that matter. So that takes it takes a calm, collected head. So next year he's going to be key for us. So I think at least another year from him, and then give him.
I'd like to see him sort of. A little bit like with Jamie Vardy in the Premier League. He's not getting much game time, but last 10 minutes of a game, just for a bit of physicality, could be all the difference. I'd give him another year, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that comment from Claret One. It's now odd going from like the most hated team in the country to now like other like pundits and fans are just like absolutely obsessed with us. Like they're obsessed with how we play and what we're doing. And yeah, it's strange to see it. It's strange to see.
It is. I mean, Dale says that Ekdal's a future captain. When I saw him play, how gangly he is, his hairdo, he reminds me so much of like an old school Tony Adams.
Yeah. I said that other day that I just love a player that just wears black boots. You know what I mean? He just rolls out in these black boots, 3 stripes, no nonsense. Everything's just he's just playing football. Just wants to play football and yeah, like an old school defender. But what do you reckon we do when Howard Bellis is fit?
See, I wouldn't have minded him if like I don't think he's going to walk straight back in.
No,
I don't think he's going to walk straight back in at all. But then I don't know. A lot of people were saying, could we get him on a perm? For me, I think he's a future England captain. I think he's got the credentials to do something like that. But I just think if we were to get him, it would be similar to the Muric deal, structured, cheap buyback clause for City.
Yeah. I think
I don't know. It's what
the recruitment of Ekdal. The recruitment of Ekdal, and now obviously Bayer looks like that's all done. Pretty much from what I've been reading online, it looks like we're going to sign him. It's all dependent on if we make promotion, but obviously we know we're going up. So I think company and the board have resigned to not signing Howard Bellis back. That's what it looks like to me. I think they've resigned to. He's going to go back to City because they don't loan players out to Premier League clubs. Not that I can think. No. Correct me in chat if I'm wrong. But what off the top of my head, I don't see many, especially highly rated talents that they've got in there. So they either sell them on because the players don't want to sit around, or they play in the first team. They sit and wait for the chance. They sit and wait, and they get it. So I can see Howard Bellis going and probably sitting and waiting next year at the City and just being on the fringes of the City team because he's good enough. He's by far good enough.
I mean, Phil says here, I've heard it was in his loan that he has to play minimum of 30 games in the league. Not sure if true. I think 1 or 2 of the loans have clauses in that they have to play 30 league games or something. But obviously, if injuries happen, it's not something that can.
Yeah, obviously, it makes sense from their club though. If they're loaning their asset to you, that they want to make sure they're not just going to get wasted, which is something that Dash did with loan signings in the past. That we'd get loan signings and we'd get a little bit excited about them, the odd few that we did get, and then they'd sit on bench for 12 months and then go back and fade to nothing. So
that's another thing now. It's like a player comes in and he can slot, and company will slot him in straight away. With Dash, it was not just fit; it was Dash, fit, and everything else. And it pees me off a little bit when you look at it because if you're a professional footballer, you're good enough anyway. Yeah. If you fit, you fit. That's it.
Yeah, I would argue the way that the system that company plays requires you to be fitter than the way Dash played.
Oh yeah,
fair enough. Both systems are very taxing on your body, but I would say that us keeping the ball for 85 minutes and just running around with it non-stop, I think that's more taxing than sitting in front of your own box for 80 minutes and facing 25,000 shots. So it always did strike me as why it always took nearly 12 weeks to see a new signing. But anyway,
and as Dale says there, what about Halil? Barely been used. Well, I think we wanted to send him back, didn't we, in January? But I think something I'm not entirely sure what happened, but apparently,
could Brentford not take him back? Is that what it were?
I think it might have been something like that.
Did they not? Was it something about registering players or something? They had too many or something in their Prem squad that he'd end up being in the under 21 or something.
Because he were linked with a few moves back to Turkey, weren't he? But it didn't come off for him. I found a couple of stats ahead of this game as well against Millwall. Gary Rowett, whatever you want to call him, in his short managerial career so far, he's still yet to beat Burnley in the Football League. And yet again, he's only faced us 3 times, but he's lost 2 as a manager and drawn 1 as well. So only against Bournemouth and Sunderland has he faced a side more often without winning. We're apparently looking to do our first league double over Millwall since 98-99 campaign, when both sides were in the 3rd tier.
I was only young, but I remember that. Remember back then?
Yeah.
If I remember rightly, they were banned from coming to the turf, I think. It might have been that year, the season.
Yes, they was.
And they turned up and they just had no fans. But they beat us that day.
I think they scored
twice. Yeah.
They scored and we celebrated for them.
They're just nothing. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I was only young, but I vividly remember that. Yeah.
That was a fun game.
Claret 1. If you want to have a change of tact from Claret 1.
Yeah, definitely. He says, what are we going to do?
United can fucking keep him.
Yeah, exactly. He's yours. He's yours. To be fair, there's a bit of a love-hate debate with Man United and Weghorst, because some saying he does naff all. But then I thought the other day, from where he was slotted in like that sort of cam role, it worked for him because he is shit with his head. But ball to feet, he laid the pass on for Sancho's goal.
Yeah, he did that well, and you've got to play a really specific way for him to work. Unlike we didn't when he was here with us, we just kept trying to dump it into him in the midfield and hope he'd bring it down, but he didn't want it. So I think if you can play that specific way for him, I think he's effective. But from what I've heard and what I can gather, he's just a bad egg all round. He likes to sulk. Yeah. He's not much of a team player, and like the whole Besiktas thing, like one week he's like kissing the badge and like saying how much he loves the club, and then the next week he's like, yep, see, I'm at United. You know what I mean? Like instantly. And I just think, nah, not for me. I don't think he fits him. I don't think he fit in with our squad or our system. I think Company had kicked the living shit out of him, to be honest, if he kicked off. So, yeah.
No, I love that shithousery by Connor Roberts as well, when he wrote a comment on Ian Matson's post saying something like, the only Dutchman I love, or something like that. Like, yes, stick it to him.
I love that.
That was quality with that.
I want him to start scoring now, because we need to get that price tag. If we can go and get what we've paid and a bit more back, get it reinvested, we're laughing. So hopefully we can bag a few between now and end of season. We can get some cash at end of season.
Fingers crossed. True Red says here, Dash handled players too harshly for me. Loan players he never used. Waiting on players to get fit and fight for the place. Slotting in his formation. You're a professional footballer, for God's sake. I totally agree. And David's in as well. Hello to yourself, David. Hope all is well with you. And it's true. I mean, the game against Preston, I was thinking, it was what? It's like 81 minutes on the clock. I looked and I thought, we've used all 5 substitutions. And I'm thinking, shit, 81st minute. Dash should just look at his bench and go, oh, shit, I've got one at that point.
Yeah.
It was strange, because even before that, from about 67th minute of that game, we just practically were pissing about with the ball anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, Dale says here, Pace said in his pre-match comments something along the lines of that Weghorst isn't coming back.
Yeah, he mentioned about...
Yeah, he pretty much confirmed it, didn't he? He said that
he spoke outgoings... he spoke about every player that's out on loan or this, that, and the other, and just didn't mention Weghorst, like in any sense whatsoever. So it was what he didn't say that was like, yeah, he ain't coming back. Like Weghorst is... So, like the way he dealt with the club when he left us to go Besiktas, he was just like, yeah, I ain't playing a championship. I'm not doing that. Like, which fair enough, he had the World Cup to think about, but handle it a bit better. Like, just maybe come out and say, do that. The video that he did after the horse had bolted was the video to do before he left, to go, cheers for giving me the chance at Prem. Sorry it didn't work out. We tried to give it all. We tried for Dash, we tried for Jackson. It didn't work, but I've got to think of my career and I'm going to go and try and get that World Cup spot. And I think every Burnley fan then had gone, fair play. Fair one to but it was just the manner of him coming out, spitting his dummy out. I'm not playing a championship. I'm too good for a championship. I'd like to see him at championship, because I think he'd struggle. I think he'd, the
physicality at championship.
Not in our team this year, but
no, definitely not.
Yeah,
definitely not. And like Luke says there, fans want to set Weghorst back after what he said about the championship.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we say goodbye to Kevin Long and Weghorst.
Fair enough.
Yeah. The missus is in. She says, hope Burnley up their game tomorrow. It's too close to the end to start slacking now. They've seemed not their full best the last 2 games and are lucky to have walked away with a draw and a win. I mean, I do agree with that because we haven't been our best, but that winning mentality has got us through. I mean, let's speak about that Luton game. I mean...
Tough old game,
Yeah.
I'd anticipated that it was going to be a tough old game. Like Luton are no chumps. They're in the playoffs for a reason. You know, they're not just some idiots in this league that little old Luton that get a pump in there. You know, they're a tough old team, and especially under Rob Edwards, he's got them playing some decent stuff. And Rob Edwards can set a team up tactically to play against a specific opponent, and that's exactly what they did. You know, just completely nullified.
I mean, Rob Edwards already has a win over us already this season.
Exactly.
The 3rd game in, you know, when he
couldn't buy a win at Watford.
1-0.
He couldn't buy a win at Watford, but yet managed to do a job against us. So, like, he obviously knows something about company that others don't. So,
I mean, what did you make of the game in general? Because I mean, I thought in terms of chances, they were the better side. We had a lot of possession as we expect these days, but I know it were a killer moment that obviously, you know, wins the game. But surely, you know, there was one or 2 chances that really we should have been put into bed.
Yeah, it was, like I say, it was a tough game, and it was a game that Luton Luton were there to nick a win or settle out for the point. You know, a point against the title, you know, championship leaders. They'd have took that, but I've said it for a few times now, and it keeps popping up on Twitter. Other people keep saying it is going, yeah, they're absolutely out pressing, they're battering us, they're all, you know, they're squeezing us tight, and then they go, they won't be able to keep it up though. And it's exactly what's happening. It gets the 60th, 70th minute mark, and then we go, right, I've had enough of this. Zaroury, you're on. Benson, you're on. You know, Taylor, you're on. You know, rattle all these like top players back on pitch, and we go up a gear. And that's what happened against Luton. Vitinho came on, caused absolute carnage.
Changed the game for me when Vitinho came on.
And we just stepped it up another level and just started pinging it about a bit faster. And then their centre-halves was not panicking, but they sort of lost their shape that they had for so long and started losing their heads, which then their centre-half, you know, their captain, which was stupid from him to lose his head like that, got sent off, which again just killed the game. Like, you know, at that point, company made a pretty ballsy decision, took Zaroury off after coming on, put Foster on.
Yeah, because I was a little bit like, whoa, what's going on here? But part of me was thinking, is it just down that left-hand side? Because we weren't getting a lot of luck with Teller, we weren't getting a lot of luck with Zaroury. So was it more of a case of like tactically, it's pointless just having anyone out there, and that's when he decided to go maybe 4-4-2 a little bit?
Yeah, I think he just wanted to tighten up, didn't he? And the ball weren't sticking because Luton penned us in. Weirdly enough, they went down a man, but that usually, you know, like Nathan Jones said it, didn't he, before he got potted at Southampton, that like it makes the opposition team fight a bit harder, dig in a bit harder. And that's what happened. They sort of digging a bit more. They kept pumping it over the top to us. So when we were clearing our lines, it weren't sticking with, you know, with like Zaroury or, you know, it weren't stick. So it brought Foster on to change that. But I thought Zaroury's reaction, at first when he took him off, I was like, oh no, he's injured or what? But Zaroury was just like, yep, no worries, Gaffer. Like, you're in charge. Whatever you say, I'm happy with. And he just wandered off and cuddled off the company and sat back down, and he was fine. So, yeah, I did.
It's good when stuff like that happens.
Yeah.
Because we've seen it now in football as well. A lot of players just walk off, they'll boot a bottle away, they're pissed off. But, you know, again, goes back to having calm heads and understanding your place in the team.
Well, it happened in the Luton game when I think I think when Teller went down, actually, the company brought everybody in, and I've never noticed it before, but like you always get your group of lads listening to the manager, and then you get little small factions just talking to themselves, don't you? Like, not like in a bad way, just talking about the game, but against Luton, every single one of them were just zoomed in on company, like they're just listening to every single word, and then whatever he said, they went out and then delivered it, because we then created more chances. We're popping it in the box more, down the middle more, and we got the chance off the penalty. So yeah, it's good.
That's another thing as well. Half times I've noticed that you know, the whistle don't go, and then it's like, oh, thank goodness for that, and then just trundle back. The whistle goes, and they like pelting it into the changing room as if to say, right, let's get in there, let's sort our shit out and do that.
We do that if we're 3-0 up at half time. We do that if we're 1-0 up at half time. So it's a mentality of the game's not done. Like, we got to keep going, and we keep going, and and that's something that you can't buy. You can't just throw money at that. You've got to have the right people that bring that in. So yeah, Stephen Berry's comment there, get that on. That says it all.
Definitely does. I can't fully get it. Company is the dog's bollocks.
Yeah,
all those that, because obviously this will be going out on podcast platforms. So if you're listening to us, appreciate it. But yeah, Stephen's putting a nice comment there saying company is the dog's bollocks. Just want to say condolences to you and your family, David, as well. I know you posted in the chat about your uncle. So just hopefully. A bit the fact that you said a sudden loss and feeling deflated. You need us. DMs are open. Need a chatter out like that, and as I say, a lot of love for you in the comments as well. Dale says, think we've missed Benson's energy and trickery the last 20 minutes against Watford and Luton. I mean, when's he? Have you heard about when he's due back?
I think he's just holding him back. Company's just we're not desperate for it. You know what I mean? We're still getting results, but I think he's just we've got quite a lot of fixture congestion. There's going to be a lot of Saturday Tuesdays, potential little FA Cup run maybe. I think you're just going to bide his time. The same. That's why I think he brought Zaruri off. It was more of a you've given us your 30 minutes. Don't need to keep you on the pitch anymore. Like, let's get you back off. Like you almost use it as a rolling sub. But yeah, I think Benson's he's just biding his time with him, and he'll unleash him when he needs to. And I think Benson's all right with that. I think he seems okay with that. He knows that he's going to get his chance again. It's not over for him. He walks back into that team for me, to be fair. So
definitely. Millwall have only won one of their last 9 league games in midweek. Drawn 4 of them, while they failed to score in each of their last 3 such fixtures. I know we're saying this, and I know it's midweek, but that result they got against Sheffield United, I mean, what a victory for them.
Yeah. I sat watching it on Saturday afternoon. I was just gobsmacked at 1, what Millwall were doing, but 2, what Sheffield United were doing. They just, I only scored 2 goals, but they just looked like they just didn't care. Like I don't know what it were. They didn't I don't know what it were, but fair play to Millwall. And I think what they did, they just took the game to Sheffield United. They weren't scared of them. They weren't frightened. They weren't bothered by who Sheffield United were, where they were in the league. They just took them to it. And I think they're going to do exactly the same against us tomorrow. They're going to not give a shit who we are. They're not going to give a shit about who them players that are on our team. They're just going to, fans are going to get into them. They're going to get into us. So, yeah, I'm expecting possibly even a defeat tomorrow. I think. I won't be surprised. We're due one. We have to be due one. We can't just win every game. We can't just keep getting. Football don't work like that. It's not supposed to be this good. But we'll see. I've said it probably for the past 12 weeks, and yet we've won. So,
like I say, winner's mentality. However, Burnley have won their only other away league game in London this season, beating QPR 3-0 in December. Not since a run of 3 victories in the Premier League between June and December 2020 have the Clarets won successive such games in the capital. A little bit against us in terms of that, but it's like you say, the stats. I know there's a lot of people that rave about stats and they base the football on the stats or the decisions when they're putting a bet on and shit like that. But I mean,
we've like you said, stats this year. We've just been shitting all over
every record going. We've decided, we'll either match it or break it. But it's like you said though, Millwall are no pushovers. I mean, you look there. Yes, we're top of the league, but Millwall are holding up that playoff spot.
Yeah, they're fancying it this year. Their fans, I've seen on Twitter and listened to a couple of lads on pods that they're feeling it this year. They're feeling like it's their chance for a playoff chance, and that's not a bad little playoff group. I think it's probably looking like how it's going to stay for the rest of the season, given the form that them 4 teams have been in, especially Middlesbrough. But they're a different discussion for another day. They're a joke at the minute. But Millwall are doing very well. So I very much expect Very much expect a difficult game tomorrow, and they'll be up for it.
Will
They
be.
love beating the big team. You know, they love trying to upset the apple cart. You know what I mean?
I mean, who would you say us and Sheffield United are nailed on? I'm not saying that it is, but say that they're already confirmed. Out of that playoff hunt, who would you want to come up with us?
I sort of believe Middlesbrough will catch Sheffield United.
Yeah, I've said that.
So out of that, if you're the team that drops out of the top two after being there all season, I think you're the team that doesn't go up. Really, I think you're deflated. And I don't know, it's a tough one to call. I think Sunderland. I
won't mind Sunderland doing it.
No,
I won't mind them doing it.
No, to be fair,
I think Millwall going up though, that'd be a problem for police.
Yeah, it would.
The Prem games they've got.
Yeah, West Ham. Well, if they stay at Prem, but
yeah, West Ham and Chelsea. Jesus.
Yeah, it's a tough one to call because, like you say, you always get that late runner, don't you? I don't know who's the rest of the table. Obviously, them horse fiddlers down the road, they won't be making playoffs, even though they're flirting around at the bottom. But yeah, I don't know who's going to go. It's a tough one to call this year. I feel like other than us and now Sheffield United and now Middlesbrough, I think it's a tough league to call now, and everyone's just beating everyone at the minute.
Yeah, even bottom teams just start putting some results together, aren't they? So
yeah, but if the bottom teams are they're funnily inconsistent. Like Birmingham will win one weekend and then be absolute dog shit the next, and then win again.
Wigan are surprising me. Wigan,
me. They've had the new manager bounce that you always get, haven't you? You know, yeah. I mean, they didn't get it with Cole or Torre, but you know, they really didn't get it with him. But, yeah, it's been a good season though. I've enjoyed it. It's been a good league to be part of.
It has. Dale says, I'm going to go against the grain and say it's the best time to play Millwall. We play better against teams who try to play against us, Swansea, Blackburn, etc. And they may come at us after winning Saturday, but it will be a tough game nonetheless. I totally agree. Yeah. Stephen says it will be a great atmosphere in the Den tomorrow. It's going to be a tough game for Burnley with home fan pressure. Always a tough game away at Millwall, to be fair. It's just Burnley and Millwall is like two dogged teams, although the way we've changed now, it's almost like expect the unexpected Millwall, but we'll see. Dale says he thinks it'll be between Sunderland and Millwall for his promoted choice. And Stephen says just up that. Ref. Oh, it would be.
A good playoff final.
I mean, you give us your starting 11. Who, if you were picking the starting 11 for the game tomorrow, who would it be?
It's probably a cop-out answer, but I'll probably have to keep the same team for the past 2 games because we've had Watford that were a tough game that we knew were going to be a tough game. Luton we knew were going to be a tough game, and we know tomorrow's going to be another tough game because them 3 teams are in a bit of form, tough, a bit more resilient, a bit more tactically aware, and I think you've got to treat these with respect. And I think chopping and changing might not do as good tomorrow. I think keeping the same team would be ideal. Obviously, we're still waiting. I don't know if you heard anything on Teller, or I knew it wasn't as bad as it first looked.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if
I reckon he'll probably miss out. I think he'll probably miss out today, but be back for Saturday.
Yeah, which is you've got Zaruri could start or Obafemi can start for like.
Yeah.
We might see Benson for 20 minutes or 30 minutes at the end of the game. And I think consistency is key at the minute, just to get us over that promotion. I think we just need to keep ticking away, chipping off the results. If we just go and get another point tomorrow, it's fine. Just keep ticking away, keep the same score, keep consistency, keep lads happy. What about you?
Sort of cop-out answer. I was going to say the same thing. I mean, for me, I'm just thinking back because it's just come back to me now. In that Luton game, there was one thing I was just watching, and the camera panned to company, and they were stood there, and they were talking to Jackson at the side of him, and I'm sure he said something along the lines of, "Why don't we push Barnes out left?" Yeah. And Jackson's like, "Nope, don't fucking do it." That's all I heard him say. All you could hear them, the words were, "Don't fucking do it." And then I think he said, and then company were like, why? And he went, because he can't fucking do it, or something like that. But that's how it looked, what we're saying. I mean, I know it could be completely something else, but it did look like he was saying basically, don't put Barnes out left. We don't need that shit. We've been there, done that with having strikers on the wings. Carl Lafferty, Martin Patterson, Robbie Blake. We've done it with a few. J-Rod even had a stint. Guys, can I just say as well, I know you're listening on the podcast platforms. I really do appreciate your love and support on there. If you are watching us, though, please do drop a like on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And also hit that notification bell so you can be notified when we next go live. And funnily enough, that will be tomorrow. We are going to bring you a live watch-along of the game. So tune in at 7:35, I believe. And obviously we will bring you our thoughts, some real analysis, none of this Radio Lancashire chat, so don't worry about it. Join us for that. I want to play a quick game with you.
Yeah,
I want to play a quick game with you. A quick game of this or that.
This or that.
It's simple. It is simple as it says on the tin. Basically, it's just going to be, I mentioned two things. You just tell me which one you prefer.
Okay. Like it.
Simples. And for anybody that wants voiceover work, trust me, it's not the greatest. And I don't do voiceover work, so snooze, you lose. Stephen's off. He says, good night from Cyprus. I will watch the rest tomorrow. Thanks for the content. No, appreciate it. And can you bring some of that Cypriot weather over here as well, please? Because it's been absolute dog shit the last couple of days. So we need some of that brightness, please. David says, will the game be live? I'm not sure it is.
It might be on the red button if you've got Sky.
Oh.
Sky.
I'll have a look on Sky Sports.
Let's have a quick.
No, I don't say so. It just says Norwich Birmingham.
Yeah, it might be on the red button. It might not. I'm sure there's other super legal and legitimate ways you can find it.
The old I follow. That'll get abused tomorrow. Henry says Millwall have games in hand, so I think Millwall will be certain playoff candidates. There is that as well. Yeah. Luke says playoffs are great. What a feeling it is to win. It's even better when you have a referee on your side, isn't it? Yeah, dirty Forest. But anyway, I won't go there. You know I'm only taking the piss.
Hey, that's some playoff final, by the way. Luton Millwall.
Yeah, that'd
be a policing nightmare.
I know Watford will try and make a case of trying to get in there. Watford Millwall would be, or Watford Luton would be hell.
Yeah, they're all. Yeah, Watford Luton, that would be a ding dong, wouldn't it?
I think Sunderland for me, Borough are crazy good right now, though. Yeah, they are. They're on some inspired form at the moment.
I'm not looking forward to next season if obviously we both go up. The TV are going to force that Carrick Company rivalry, aren't they? Like it's fucking written.
Yeah,
it's going to be City United on Super Sunday, and then we're going to be the game before that, Borough Burnley. Carrick Company, City United. It's just they're going to force this rivalry in Middlesbrough that I don't fucking need. Because it always comes back around. I don't know.
It's always against Borough as well.
We had one little promotion tussle with them, and then now we're just like dead rivals against us. Yeah, you can see it now. They're going to push that.
You can. Clark wants to seem to do well at Millwall, so Burnley win for me. Get your predictions in as well, and we'll have a look through them after we've done this quiz. Dale says, I'd like to see Obafemi start, especially if Teller is injured.
I think they're straight swap, aren't they? Similar players, straight swap.
Yeah. Yeah, easy enough. Right, first one, I'll go easy on you. Home games or away games?
Oh, away games. Definitely.
Just different atmosphere in it.
Yep.
Top class. Netflix or YouTube?
Or YouTube. Yep. Can't get stuck down YouTube where I'm all on Netflix.
Too true. Work hard or play hard?
Probably work hard. I'm a bit of a saddo.
Ain't not wrong with that. If you work hard, you can play harder, can't you?
Exactly. You got to work hard. You can't play hard all the time. You need to work hard to play hard.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Exactly. Blake or Little?
Oh, God, Little. My idol.
Hands down.
Honestly. Yeah, what a player, what a man. Have you listened to Under the Cosh with Glenn Little on?
Yeah.
Oh, what a man. Yeah, no, he was my idol growing up. At every season he was here, I had him on the back, obsessed with him. Still am.
He were a real player though. It's like
Yeah.
he could do things with a ball that you wouldn't expect because he was like a proper lanky streak of pace.
Yeah.
But he could move, couldn't he?
Yeah.
Like twist and turn like he were about 5 foot like sod
Don't get me wrong, Robbie Blake, absolute legend, but I think Little were just there before Blake and I just fell in love with him. Yeah.
One of the reasons why you became a Burnley fan.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think my first game was against, what was it? Boston United or something like that at the turf.
Wow.
I think we played. And I think two or three seasons later, Brad Mailer ended up leaving us and joining Boston.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken. But it were just, I can't remember when that was. Mid-90s, something like that.
Yeah.
Or late 90s. But what were I going to say?
I feel like I need some theme music for this or that.
Yeah.
Music on
it does. I'm going to have to work on that. Akinbaye or Danny Ings?
Oh, Danny Ings. Like, I loved Akinbaye. He was good. You know, he had some amazing moments, but Ings, he was just different gravy. Not just for on the pitch. Like he got the club, he got the town. Fans adored him. Yeah, good cake, good egg all around as well. Yeah, Danny Ings. Danny Ings for me.
Battle of the City Lawnies, Trippier or Ben Mee?
Oh. That's a tough one, that one. I mean, you have to say Ben Mee. Like, you have to. That's like the rule in it.
Yeah.
You have to say Ben Mee, but I'm going to say Trippier because
again, why not? Upset the apple cart, love it.
Yeah, you have to say Ben Mee by default. So I'm just going to say Trippier because he was class, weren't he? And the career he's had, you know, he's class. And he would that season where it was just him firing everything onto Sam Vokes's head. Yeah, it was just a joy to watch. To have a player like that. Yeah. And he was class. He was always in town as well. When he first signed for us, he was just out in town all the time. Every Saturday night, you just see him in Illuminati, just giving it some. So, yeah, that's for me, yeah.
Definitely. Barton or Marnie?
Oh, Barton. Yeah, Joey Barton. Again, I'd love the bloke. Like, Dean Marnie, good, long-serving player, but Barton he changed that team.
Yeah, he did.
Absolutely changed it. He carried us, that team. Carried us.
He did indeed. Facebook or Twitter?
Twitter.
Yeah.
Instant.
Even if Elon's fucking it up still.
I like that though now. He's just fucking it up. It's hilarious. It's just his plaything, innit? You know what I mean? He doesn't give a shit.
He's like, I've got Tesla.
I paid 40 billion for this and I'd do what I want. So.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Yeah.
Dog, man. Yeah.
If you could replace any current Burnley player with any other player from a championship team this season, who would it be?
Oh, I'd probably swap J-Rod for Girakesh at Coventry. Again,
you're not the first person, and I don't think you'll be the last to say that.
Sorry, Jay. Sorry, Jay, if you're watching, if you've got nothing else better to do on your Monday night and you're watching. No, I think I think his legs have given up, haven't they? And Girakesh is a monster. I think he's quality. Although the Akpom at Middlesbrough's coming good.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Jay for Girakesh, I think that'd be a good deal.
It would. And this is the big question. The big question, this one. You can go from being Nathan, just Nathan. You could to top shagger or an absolute ball bag with this answer. So think wisely. There's no drum roll. There's just me tapping on the table. But the big penultimate question is, does pineapple belong on a pizza?
No.
Legend. Ding, ding, ding. Correct. Get
You
it?
thought I was saying yeah then, didn't you? You thought
For
I
a
was saying
minute,
yeah.
part of me thought you were going to go down that route. I was going to go you ball
No.
bag. But no, to be fair, someone actually said to me, because I don't get it. Don't get it. So someone said when if it happens, reach 1,000 subs, that I should stand outside the Jack Walker statue in my Burnley shirt and eat a ham and pineapple pizza.
I'll pay for the pizza. When you get to 1,000, we'll do it.
I had a dream the other day that I did it on a match day, but
Nice.
didn't. But I thought I might be a bit too much stood there in a Burnley shirt, eating a pizza by a Jack Walker statue while they're all going in with the tickets.
All 7 of them.
Yeah. No, I really appreciate it, Nave, coming on. Really, really do.
No, thanks for having
again,
me, man.
doing some great work online as well. More Burnley content, the better.
Yeah.
What people are saying as well after that, Dale's gone for 2-1 Burnley, Millwall to score first half and will come back. Maybe a goal for Foster coming on. Oh, now you are pushing Bort out.
I'll take that.
Definitely.
Do you see that? There's that video of Foster of the South African fans coming over.
Yeah.
To see, heart got going, little heartwarming moment there. More of that, please.
We definitely need some more of that.
Yeah.
Luke says we'll get extra pineapple on it for you, Dan. You can cough. Emily says, I plead the fifth down with that question, as you know what I like. Yeah, there's some dirty buggers. I mean, Thursday, I do match predictions for the weekend's games. And Anthony, a Bristol City fan, he was sat there the other day with a ham and pineapple pizza, and they were just eating it on camera. But he were making noises. And I just thought, why are you being a bell for that? Why are you doing that? But I agree with Nate. There's only one answer to that, and it's no. So too bloody true. No, I do appreciate it, Nate. As I say, I really do appreciate it. Again, tell people where they can check you out on your stuff.
Yeah, just Burnley Mundial on Twitter and at YouTube for the minute. And if there's only one podcast out at the minute, but it's available on everywhere: Spotify, Apple, Google. Wherever you get your podcasts, it's all on there. So yeah, come and jump in. Don't have to be a Burnley fan. It's mainly Burnley stuff, but happy to have everybody, and we'll just keep the football and the Burnley community on social media going strong. There's a lot of good creators out there, so yeah, hopefully just be a part of that conversation's always good. And fair play to you for keep doing what you're doing, Dan. You're doing a sick job and up graphics and everything.
Appreciate it, mate.
Mint.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it looks really good. Done a top job.
Oh, thanks, pal. Guys, keep tuning in. As I said, this will be available on podcast platforms. In fact, if you're listening, then it's already there. So, yeah, feel free to check us out on there as well. If you've only caught bits and you want to hear it back, then go and catch us on there as well. I will be uploading this potentially by the end of tonight and putting the post out tomorrow. But we will be back with some more content this week as well. Tomorrow night, as I say, join us 7:35. We'll be doing a live watch along of the game. I will give you a true, honest, non-biased, very biased opinion on Millwall Burnley. Join us on Thursday as well at 7:30. I've not put the graphic up, but I will be talking to a Huddersfield Town fan. How long I can stand that Yorkshire accent, I don't know, but we'll see. That is at 7:30, and at 9:00 we will be back as well for the EFL prediction show on Thursday. And then on Friday, I'm going on the Huddersfield Town fans page to chat all things Burnley on there as well. I'll just say, look, it comes to summer when you've had to use one of our old players in as your assistant manager. You've got Louts in at right back because you need our help. You've had to get Ronnie Jepson in now as well. I'm surprised you're not giving him game time. But we'll have a laugh with him. Last two comments in as well. Henry says, going to watch the new show Parole. Nice. Go and enjoy it. And Henry says, great podcast as always, Dan. Love the bants and camaraderie. Good night. Oh, well, that is it. Join us for tomorrow. Join us tomorrow night when we will be back doing the live watch on. As I say, Nath, really appreciate it. Guys, until then, up the fucking Clarets.